Coach, great to have you with us on BYU Sports Nation. And I just want to say, from the Iowa State fans and the staffers, you've all been very welcoming to BYU. I know Ames is not the easiest place to play, but, hey, your fan base is incredible. So just a thanks to you and Iowa State for being welcoming to BYU.
We appreciate it. There's a term in Iowa nice. So we're fortunate that there's a lot of great people and excited for this relationship and being in the conference together. So we appreciate all of you.
You took over a 2-22 team. You've taken them to 2 NCAA tournaments the last 2 years. What has it taken to get this program back to the NCAA tournament and be a mainstay there?
It's been important for our guys. I mean, so proud of the young men that have been in our program, how they've worked on a daily basis. We talk so often about daily habits and making great choices and how we have to commit to that. And just been really fortunate that the guys that have come into our program have quickly restored that sense of pride. It means something to them, and they work every single day, practice hard, do the right things. And I think that's what life is about, and we've been fortunate the young men in our program have done that.
You picked to finish 7th in this year's Big 12 with 14 teams, and, I mean, doing the percentages based on what the NCAA tournament got from the Big 12 last year, that seems like a pretty good position.
Tournament team.
Right? Yeah, this feels like a tournament team, Coach. How do you view it? And you always want to get better from a pretty good team last year, so where do you feel like you can get better this year?
Well, we're fortunate to return some impactful players from last year's team that care a lot about the success of our program and want to move forward. We have 3 seniors, guys that are in their last year of eligibility, Rob Jones, Hassan Ward, and Trey King, and they want to continue to uphold that standard and keep things moving forward, so that matters. Look, I'd say with our team, that the one difference from what we've had the first 2 years is we're a bit younger. We took in a lot of transfers in year 1 and year 2. Not quite as many this year. We brought in 5 true freshmen on scholarship. And so for us, we have a lot of belief in those freshmen and what they can contribute immediately. Yet at the same time, there's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be a level of patience that we need to demonstrate along with that urgency to want to win a lot of games. So team has versatility on both sides of the ball. We can play big, we can play small, we can be older, we can be younger. But all in all, I think it's a very connected group, and they've been going hard every day.
It's rare that a team brings in a lot of freshmen now, but you've got some really talented guys coming in. Let's talk about them. Omaha Baloo, a 5-star, number 11, and then Milan Momcilovic, number 51. These are big-time guys you got. Yeah,
with Omaha, a tremendous young man. I mean, just great motor, great athleticism, terrific feet, can guard multiple positions. Just a guy that plays with a lot of basketball character. And with Milan, somebody elite skill level guy at 6'9", shoots the ball with tremendous confidence, high skill level, impactful defender and rebounder. And both of those guys, they provide an immediate impact to our program. 3 other freshmen, Jelani Hamilton from Atlanta, Caden Fish from Kansas City, from not far from here, just on the other side, Staley, Missouri High School, and then J.T. Rock, who came in a year early for us from South Dakota, and he'll be a likely redshirt this season. So all 5 having an impact on our program. We feel like the strength in our staff is going to be development and continue to develop those guys, yet we understand that in the league, when you're playing the best league in the country, staying old is also important.
How do you balance the NIL and transfer portal with, relying heavily on some freshmen like you're going to do this year? Because I feel like the college basketball in large part is kind of trending in a direction where let's get a guy from the portal, plug and play, and we'll be okay. But you've chosen to kind of put more emphasis on the freshmen. So how do you walk that line?
Yeah, we want to continue to develop young men in our program and have guys that get old in our program. I've been fortunate to be an assistant at Iowa State for a number of years, for the last 3 head coaches before having this opportunity. And so as much as we understand that there's an immediacy to the transfers impacting your roster, if you really want to develop long-term success, and what we've seen over time is that the guys who are in your program that you develop that get old in your program is the best chance to do that. And that's what history says, and we're not going to deviate from that. Yet we're aware that this year, that when you are younger with some guys that are going to play meaningful minutes, there could be, some more challenges. They don't have the same game experience. They don't have they haven't proven the same durability over a number of games. So those are things we'll continue to address, but we feel confident in our ability to continue to recruit high school student athletes and develop those guys.
What's it like having, Allison Lacey's wife, 3-time All Big 12 and 4 NCAA tournaments? And you've been at Iowa State, as you mentioned. Was it a goal to be the head coach there, given the history and the fam already?
Yeah, I mean, for me, growing up in this profession, fortunate to get an opportunity that Greg McDermott afforded us in 2006 to come and work at Iowa State and have that opportunity. So it's home for us. It's, for me, I've grown up in this profession in Ames, Iowa. The fan base has been terrific to me. Some of my best friends, some of those I look up to the most, mentors, leaders, people I've learned so much from has been right here in Ames. So that means a lot to me. And then, as you mentioned, with my wife, Allison, coming over from Australia and really not knowing anybody and being part of the Cyclone women's basketball program, the success they had, her moving forward even into the professional career in the WNBA. Coach Fenley's been like a second father to her. So many great things. It truly is a dream for us. I know it sounds so cliche, but nowhere else we'd rather raise our family and do what we love than in Iowa.
What's your perception of BYU? And correct me if I'm wrong, but somewhere along the line, you saw BYU when you were an assistant at Iowa State, right? So what's your perception of the Cougars?
Yeah, I mean, you think historically about teams that, tremendous ball movement, prolific offense, guys that can shoot the ball with long range. Certainly nobody stands out more than Jimmer Fredette over, the historical. And yet you look at Coach Pope, what he's been able to do defensively, some guys versatility-wise and things that they've done, maybe added some more defense to that identity that's already been built. So tremendous respect for the program. I mean, year in and year out, you look at the WCC and it's the same three teams towards the top with Gonzaga, St. Mary's, BYU every year. That's hard to do in any league. And so just so much respect for the program, the job that Coach Pope has already done, and we know it's going to continue to make our conference even better.
It adds quality, obviously, right away with Houston, and then it adds at least travel and some quality with UCF and Cincinnati and Utah. What dynamic do you think that will have in this year's version of the Big 12? And then next year, it's another version.
Yeah, I think, first of all, just starting with this season, I mean, you add some new programs that have, success over time. I think that will certainly impact our conference for many years moving forward. But in the given year right now, I think for those of us when we've been at 10 teams beating up on each other, it's great to have some new teams, some new philosophies, some new ways of looking at things and doing things. And, certainly, with Houston, as you mentioned, probably a team that the style that they play and the way Kelvin Sampson has coached and won for so many years, he had a lot of success in this conference as a head coach in the past. So he knows he has a great feel for what this is about. But excited for the new teams, the new styles of play, the energy, excitement couldn't be higher.
What's a basketball game day like in Ames, Iowa?
Yeah, hopefully really cold for our opponents. Everyone doesn't like that so much. But I'd say our fan base gets to the game so early. You'll see the students waiting outside early in the day, even in snow and sleet and crazy temperatures. And then, what's so cool is an hour before the game tips off, they're sprinting down, to try to get the best seats in the house. It gives so much energy to that building. And then, 14,500 fans that we can count on night in and night out, regardless of outcomes and the success. I've been an assistant at Iowa State when we finished towards the bottom of the league or at the bottom, and, we're still second in attendance. So really hard place to play. Amazing home court advantage for us, passionate fan base, very loud, and they call it Hilton Magic for a reason. There's been a lot of exciting, whether it's comeback wins or wins over really good teams that we've been fortunate to have in that building.
Marriott Center and Hilton Coliseum. We love a good hotel basketball
that's what
venue.
it's about.
That's what we're
it's about.
You took your team to the Bahamas. Nice pick, by the way. How was that trip, and how was the kind of chemistry that you hopefully got there?
Yeah, trip went really well for us. We were fortunate to not have any injuries, to get especially a lot of younger players some more minutes. That game time so important. Our takeaways were that we have a lot of depth on this team, that we can play deeper in the rotation. We can have bigger lineups. We can have 4-guard lineups. We have opportunity to play some older guys, maybe some younger guys. So that certainly showed up for us. More guys that can make a play off the bounce and initiate offense and also get in the paint. it stood out to us. So overall, 3 great games. Our team had some unbelievable opportunities to hang out together and to go to an island and just spend some time, and then even the time away from the games to be able to invest in one another and build those relationships is invaluable.
Did they go on that water slide like through the sharks or whatever? Have you heard of this?
Yeah, I have, and I think some of them did, and I think others maybe weren't as courageous. So
BYU apparently 2 years ago or last year snuck in like after it was closed and like got stuck in it. So that was eventful. I can't imagine like a broad-shouldered power forward sliding through that, but that was fun. So you guys didn't do that, so that's good.
That's a good start. Yeah, for
awesome.
sure. Hey, Coach, it's great to have you with us again on the show, and we look forward to some great matchups between Iowa State and BYU.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, guys.